Shalom Markins Rakam Akapash from Jimmy's London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Chachwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom met there to the hopeful that's preaching his truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video. And now this is a video that the bro posted up in the chat a little while ago. And this is just an example of these elites, these Edomite elites that are out here destroying the earth, man, in order for, to profit take, to oppressed people. All right. And like I said, destroy the earth, man. That's what these guys are doing, man. Okay, their greed is insatiable, man, and they don't really care about what happens. They don't really care about what effects it has on the planet or the people, right? They'll quite happily let things fall apart, because in the minds of the elites, right, they can just go, they believe, well, you see it in their movies, right? Like Elysium, they'll just, we'll build a space station, we'll live up there and let the fucking, the people live down there in the shit. We'll find another planet, fucking Star Trek, and we'll just find another planet to colonize. That's why they be doing all these, sending out all these fucking satellites and what are the things called, man? Those space excavations, man. They're looking to find new planets and stuff like that, because Esau just doesn't give a damn. He's the damn devil, man. Right, and this is just an example of that, man. So let's just get into it.
There is so much pollution that we, an island nation, cannot even swim in our own seas. That's ridiculous.
England and Wales, let me just be precise, became the first places in the world to have a fully privatised water and sewage system. It never was popular. It was always seen as absurd.
The biggest water company in Britain has a debt of 14 billion and no way of paying it down. And we think that Thames Water is about to go into administration.
This is just an absolute classic example of where privatisation goes wrong. There is no competition in each region for the water companies. The company is owned by...
and all these companies, they work together because, the elites, they run them all, right? And that's why purposely there is no competition, because they set up their own little monopolies in the different places and just drawing money out of taxpayers' money and shit, right? Just drawing money and to line their own pockets, so they go buy the fucking yachts and shit. While the infrastructure is being degraded all the damn time. The water supply ain't being looked after. That's why there's fucking sewage in the sea and shit. Because they don't give a damn about the people and the eco life and the scenery. They don't care about none of that stuff, man. They'll quite happy let this place die, and that's why the scriptures say, man, no flesh should be saved, man. If Esau was allowed to rule, he would just destroy everything, man, for everybody, right? Because he really doesn't care. He's careless, man. All he cares about is money and power.
A number of pension funds and sovereign wealth investors, including the BT Pension Scheme, the Canadian Funds, OMERS and British Columbia Investment Management Corporation, the China Investment Corporation, the UK Lecturers Fund, the USS. And when it was privatised, the British water infrastructure had no debt. Since then, they've borrowed £53 billion. Much of this has been used to help pay some £72 billion in dividends. Interest rates are now rising.
So they've been shelling out dividends to all their stakeholders, and that, been borrowing money from their friends at the bank. It's money fucking laundering, man. They're just stealing money out of the economy, man. And then they want to blame you for inflation. Blaming the people for inflation. That's why you're not allowed to get a pay rise. Fucking devils, man. But it's all a fucking scam. All these companies are all scams. All the elites, man. And their underlings, man. They're just scamming these countries and the people in them, man. That's all they're doing, man. They are parasites in the earth. They're sucking the earth dry. Sucking everything dry, man. They're a bunch of parasitic vampires, man.
rapidly. And what have we got for it? We've got a water system which has huge problems in terms of the quality of the infrastructure, leaks, relatively little new investment, and a situation where consumers are now facing enormous spikes in their water bills just at a time when everything else in terms of cost is going through the roof.
Do you remember when waterborne diseases used to sound like something from the Victorian era before we discovered last year there was actually shit in our sea? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we are now.
All right, so this is Esau and is capitalism, you know. Which only transfers well to the top, man. And you know, like I said, Esau nothing but a parasitic vampire, draining the earth, draining the people. Okay, because of his insatiable desire for, you know, his greed and, you know, for money and power, man. All right, so Habakkuk chapter 2:5 says this: Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Esau's proud. All right, neither keepeth at home, who large of his desire as hell and is as death. Right, he just wants to take, and he don't care about what the cost is to others, the environment, people. He don't care, man. Right, because people are getting sick and dying from shit like this. You know, they mentioned about the diseases back in the old times or whatever, but shit's real. Like shit's in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people are getting sick of the water now. You know, and so Esau doesn't care about all of that. You know, he can source his mineral water from some fucking mountain somewhere, so he's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, but for everybody else, man, they have to deal with these fucking water companies and the water that comes out their fucking taps and shit. You know, they say it affects all the fucking eco life in the seas and shit. You know, they don't give a damn, man. And Esau has never has never given a damn, right? Like I say, he brings death. He's a death bringer, man. Right? And cannot be satisfied. He ain't satisfied with what he's got. These men are already mega rich, right? But they feel that it's necessary for them to keep making crazy profits, man, and take it all to themselves and give very little back. You know, because they always tell you, oh yeah, we've improved the infrastructure. We spent, you know, 100 million on this. Well, these guys are being paid at 72 billion, 100 million on a project that does some minimal change, and yet you're gonna pay more for the service or the lack of, to make their money bigger next year. These are criminals, man. They're demons. You know, but that's what all these places be doing, man. Okay, they're all taking the piss. Okay, and the people they're just expected to, you know, to take it, because what power do they have? Oh, they can protest. Oh wow, yeah. Little help that does, isn't it? You know, and you're fucking suffering. You know, struggling to pay your bills and you know, get food and shit, clean water. You know what I'm saying? Go buy bottled water. It's like when you go abroad. I know that's the case for here. When we leave Britain and we go abroad into, you know, other parts of Europe and stuff like that, we're not advised to drink the water over there, man, because apparently their water system is not as sophisticated as some shit, right? So we go buy bottled water, right? But if this is the type of shit that's happening here in England, in Great Britain, right? What the fuck is happening in these other countries then? It's fucked up, right? It says, it cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taught proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, right? These lands are not his, these waters are not his, but he's got control over them, and he's just fucking the shit up, man. Right? This shit ain't his, man. But yet he going around like he own it, and he gets to do what the fuck he want to do with it, man. Okay, like, he don't care who it affects, how it affects them. As long as the guys at the top, man, they're making that money, man. Right? They said the love of money is the root of all evil, man. These guys are just greedy bastards, man. All right? I might as well read on the rest of this, right? So shall they not rise up against thee? So it's like a... All right, yeah. So shall not all these take up a parable against him and taught him proverb against him, say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, right? The word clay, I believe it's abatiyat, right? Which means debt, right? And you heard them, man. They took out 53 billion worth of loans and stuff like that, and they can't pay it back. The interest rates have been going up, so they're fucked, right? But I did hear recently some investor put down money to save it from going under, and he's just gonna do the same fucking thing. Whoever those investors were, they're just gonna do the same thing. They're gonna take on that debt and they're just gonna run the shit out of it, man. Just a little bit longer. They're just prolonging its life a little bit longer so they can suck just a little bit more out of it. Because people need water. So there's no fucking, it's not like they got a choice. People are going to have to pay water taxes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, it's something they can keep pushing on for a little while longer, man. Okay, it's necessary, right? So yeah, Walton that leading himself with fit clay, these men put themselves in debt because they're just being greedy bastards, man. Why shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and await that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations, right? And like I said, Esau set up shop everywhere, right? And like I said, he don't give a damn what he's doing to that country or to the people, right? He's actually fucking up everywhere, right? This is because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land and of the sea, and all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness. You just want to take what's not yours, man. You want to take from others, An evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. That's what, on a micro or macro level, right? Esau set himself up as the dominant, ruler in this world, beginning with the elites, right? His race, these people, right? And even these people in these businesses and these corporations, man, that's how they look at you and the employee or the workers, the people. Right? They just want to sit their nest on high. They don't give a fuck about what they're doing to you. They're not interested in giving you, decent wages so you can live a decent or half decent life, man. They don't care that you're struggling. They don't care they got to lay off a bunch of you, man, because they don't need to. They don't need to lay you off. They don't need to sack you, man. But they just don't want to take no real cuts in their profits. Talking about, oh yeah, the company will go under. No, you just don't fucking take such a big portion of it. These fucking dividends and shit. They don't have to sack you, man. But they're always looking to cut costs. They're always looking to cut costs all the damn time anyway. That's why they got robots and machines doing the jobs, because over a long amount of time, they're cheaper over the long run. Machines don't ask for pay rises. So it might be a heavy upfront cost. You buy the machinery and you got to install it and shit. They don't ask for pay rises, man, and they work. They earn their money and work themselves off. But you always got to pay an employee all the damn time. Asking for pay rise and whatever, and the man going sick and whatever. You're a liability. You're a nuisance to them. They really don't give a shit about people at all, or the impact they have on people's lives or whatever. They don't give a damn, right? So woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right, so that's what I want from that. In Psalm 73, verse 3, right? It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, right? The wicked prosper in this world, right? Esau and these elites, right? They prosper. Okay, we struggle. The regular people struggle. That's why all the wealth is located at the top 1%, or whatever it is. The rest of people are hard living. So there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, right? All these all this inflation, all these interest rises, stuff like that, man, it don't affect the ultra rich, man, the uber rich, right? They own shit, man. They ain't got to worry about fucking living out on the street. They ain't got to worry about that. That's not even a thing. That's not even a possibility for these guys to live out on the street. Well, until the Most High comes, man, and destroy all their shit. But that's not a real prospect for them, to be down and out that bad. Right? They have acquired things. Okay, things of value, right? They're protected. So the same, the struggles that the regular people have is not their problem. You know, these guys that earn all this money, like, oh, they might have to sell a yacht. Oh, wow. That's the least of their fucking issues, man. Or at least of our issues. Fucking yachts and shit. People are struggling to eat and to heat houses and cool houses down, man, in fucking heat waves and shit. You know? Paying their rent, paying their mortgage because they can't own shit, man. They can't just buy a house outright to live in and have peace of mind. They got a fucking large debt sitting over the damn fucking head for the rest of their lives, man. Worrying about whether or not they're gonna get fired next fucking year. Worrying about if inflation or the interest rate's gonna go up even further next year. Like, people are stressed out with these types of things, but that's an everyday occurrence for most people. That they're struggling and stressing out about something. These men don't stress out about shit. If you think losing a yacht is stress, that's bollocks, man. You know what I'm saying? That's madness. You know, so it's not the same. These people can quite happily take a large pay cut or whatever. They can give up half of their wealth, which is more than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? And still be cool. But these people don't want to do that, right? They don't want to downsize, and you know, they're not prepared to do all that shit, man. They'd rather let you struggle. They'll just sack you and whatever. All right. You know, to continue their quality of life, right? Which is already exorbitant. All right, it says or exuberant, whatever that word is. All right, it says for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence cover them as a garment. Right, these men are proud, like I said, because they're sitting up living in the life of luxury. They're proud. They ain't struggling like everybody else. Right, and they don't care who they hurt in maintaining that. Right, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish. All right, they have more than they need. And I say, if you earn it, then you earn it, man. But these men don't earn it. They just scam the people out of it. They don't look after people. They don't look after the environment. They're just scamming all the damn time, man. Is unjust ill-gotten gains. You know, you're just exploiting all the damn time, man. Right? So they are corrupt. They're corrupt, right? And speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Like, your plight ain't nothing. You know, they just look down upon you, man. They don't care about your plight. You know, the fact that you got, you know, wife and kids to support and shit. They don't care. You know, oh yeah, we can't give you a pay rise because of inflation. But these men are take their bonuses still. Yeah, it's criminal, man. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verse 1 says, "For the ungodly said reason with themselves, but not aright." Okay, this is not right reasoning, right? This is the ungodly though. Okay, like I said, Esau and these elites right there, they're the ones in rulership right now. All right, they're the ungodly, right? It says, "Our life is short and tedious, and in death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to return from the grave." Right. So their opinion is, man, that we just gotta do what we gotta do because we ain't got much time here. You know, we're gonna, you know, do what we can for ourselves, man. In all immorality, right? Because they're not moral or ethic. These people, you know, or ethical. They're not ethical. These people, man. You know, so they're out to get whatever they can get in the time that they got, and it doesn't matter how they get it. All right, what the cost is. So if we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had not been, or never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moon of our heart. Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as the mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is far still, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by, right? So they're going to take every opportunity, man, to enjoy everything that they possibly can. And like I say, it doesn't matter what the cost is to others or themselves, you know, whatever, to the environment. They don't care. Right? This is the mentality of the wicked. It's the mentality of the elites, right? And he's sort of trying to prolong this by trying to change some of this. He ain't trying to be here for a short while. He's trying to get longevity. He's trying to find a way to live forever. Because he doesn't want to relinquish none of this. He doesn't want to stop doing any of this. That's why if he's to find a way to live forever, man, you'll just be continuously oppressed forever. Right? It's lucky this man ain't a god, that he's just a man that he can be killed and removed. You know, but he don't want to be removed. So he quite happily in the position that he's in, just oppressing the people. Because he doesn't care, right? It says, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Right? And it is. Right? Esau has been given rulership and dominion over the earth, right? And it said that he'd have the fat of the land and all that kind of stuff, right? So it is his time, it is his lot to enjoy all of this, man. But this just proves even more that the fact that he's the devil that's supposed to be in rulership before he's taken out. Esau is the end of the world, right? The earth is beginning into the hand of the wicked, and he's the guy that needs to be taken out when Yahweh Shai comes. Because he isn't ruling the earth righteously. Right? He is abusing the fact that he's in power right now. With unrighteousness. You know? So let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient grey hairs of the age. Right? So like I say, he doesn't care, you know, what he's doing to people, right? So let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth, right? So if you ain't got the power to do nothing about it, then you're here as a prey. You're here to be taken advantage of. You're here to be exploited. Because we have the power. That's their view. They have the power, so they can do what they want with that power. If you can't resist that power, then guess what? You was meant to be prey. You know? So therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, the righteous are really speaking about the children of Israel, right? You know, but here on the earth, they oppress everybody, right? Including the righteous, right? It says, because he's not for our turn. Okay, I don't need that part, because that's just, you know, basically going into us. You know, we esteem him as counterfeits, yeah, because you pretend to be the people of the Lord and you ain't. Pretend to be the righteous and you ain't. Right? But yeah, 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 6. So for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled, right? So these elites are doing nothing but wickedness, right? And it's exceedingly polluting the whole earth, figuratively and literally. You know? So therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, right? And again, that's going into the children of Israel, because we're the ones speaking out against this world and this devil and everything that he's doing, man. Everything that he's pushing out here in the world, all this wickedness. You know? We stand against that. Willing the Lord to hasten the return of Yahweh Shai to come and destroy this place, man. You know? But yeah, they're exceedingly polluting the whole earth. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Right, so again, you know, the Most High, when he sends Yahweh Shai, is going to destroy Esau out of his place, man. He's going to take power away from him, dominion away from him. Right, and destroy those that were destroying the earth, okay, i.e. Esau, i.e. these elites. Right, going to take them out of the way. Because they're not a correct fit for the earth, man. Okay, they're doing nothing but, you know, being destructive in it. It's Isaiah 14 and verse 4 says, I'll start from verse 5. Right, so the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Right? And the Most High is bringing judgment against this place. But that's why, you know, this place is falling apart at the seams, man. Things are just getting worse and worse. And it can't continue like this. It can't carry on like this, man. It has to come to a collapse at some point. Because obviously Esau's letting what's that expression, man? The wheels are falling off the cart, man. All this bullshit he's been doing, he's kept running now, but everything's falling apart now. You know, and it's about ready to go down. All right, so the Most High has broken the staff, which is the strength of the wicked. Right, the rulership of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. It says he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Okay, he's always oppressed the people, whether it be through war, whether it be through these corporations. Whatever the fact is, these Edomites are oppressing the whole world. These elites are oppressing the whole world, man, for their fuckery, right? So he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth, right? So he's out here destroying all these nations, but it's going to come a time where you're going to be destroyed, right? The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Right, so the earth, once you're gone, once you're taken out of power, the earth is going to be at rest, okay? Because right now it's distressed. Right now, it ain't at rest; it's at distress. It's in distress, right? It says, "Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feather is come up against us." Right? Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp, which is the pride, is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, Lucifer, right? And Lucifer is speaking about these elites of Esau. Right? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, all these rich elite families that are out there in the world, man. Right? They're Lucifer. They're the ones guiding this world, man. They're the light bearers of this current era, this current world that we live in. Right? They guide the people toward where they want it to go, and the people follow that light, even though it's the light of wickedness. Right? That's what they're using the people, guiding the people with. Right? Because Lucifer just means light bearer. Okay. It's the son of morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nation? Why is the elites weakening these nations, man? Destroying infrastructure, destroying nations from the inside and from the outside, just destroying them. Secret agents and spy networks and all these things, man. Creating coup d'etats and instability in all these countries. It's Esau. Right, he was given a great sword. Right, he's blessed with a sword, and this is how he goes around enforcing that, man. Or because he's subtle, and not everything has to be overt. Some stuff he does is covert. Okay, hidden, unassuming, secretive. Right, some places he just bombs the shit out of. You know what I'm saying? Bombs you into submission. But other times, a lot of the time, he out here doing skullduggery, in and around the people, bringing down the nation, weakening their nations, man. So they can't have control over their own resources and things like that, man. They're just continuously in a weakened state. It says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, right? Because he's that proud of the position that he's in. He's gotten so proud, man. Because he's nigh untouchable with the wealth and the power that he's gained. And like I say, he's trying to extend that. He's trying to find something to live forever, man. Going into all transhumanism and all that kind of stuff, because he wants to elongate his time, man, which he cannot, right? It says, I would exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. The congregation is speaking about the children of Israel. We're the congregation, right? In the sides of the north, which represents the land of America, right? That's why our people are being oppressed collectively, right? All tribes, right? So I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He has a God complex. That's why he's out here genetically modifying everything. He want to control the weather. He want to do all these types of things, man. He want to control his own destiny and all this stuff. He he wants the abilities that the Most High has, but you know, he goes for it through carnal means, through his technology. You know, it says so yea, that shall be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. That's what's going to end up. That's how you're going to end up. All right. So that they that see shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? That made the world as a wilderness, destroyeth them that destroyeth the earth. He made it as a wilderness, man. He's like I say, he's sucking it dry. These people, these elites are sucking the earth dry. Right? And destroy the cities thereof, that open not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out like out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land, and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, right? So you're never going to come back into power again. Okay, and this generation, you know, is going to be punished, man. But a lot of you are back here to, you know, to fulfill your own judgments, man. You know, you're all back here to receive your judgments, man, right? But there isn't going to be a contingency of Esau that's going to survive, and they're going to come back and build cities again. Malachi 4 tells you that they shall build, but I shall throw down. And this is the time now. They're never going to build again. Right? They ain't going to be around again, right? So for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and the nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts, right? And this is speaking about the land of America. America is going to be utterly destroyed with fire. All right? It says, the Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I proposed, so shall it stand. All right, so that's the end of Esau and Esau's elites, right? All these greedy ass bastards, man, that are just out here destroying and corrupting the earth, man. Defiling the earth, polluting the earth. Right? Because of their greed, because of their covetousness. You know? The Lord's going to get rid of them, man. All right? So I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.